So you are doing the nominee announcement in
New Jersey, in person. Okay. So we have Ghanaians.
So when are you going?
We have the nominees announcement in New Jersey on the 17th, which is this Saturday. What will happen directly after is that every nominee gets a certificate to show that they were nominated in so category. So Sammy Flex, you are nominated in Reggae Dancehall category. We have a certificate that shows that, oh, this is from Ghana Music Awards USA, to recognize the fact that you worked hard in that category and have placed or gotten a nomination in that category. Okay. So you have that first. So everybody gets that, both those here in Ghana and those, and everybody can attest to the fact that last year they got theirs. Everybody has got their plaques. I need to say also from last year. From last year. So after that, then the voting starts. So we begin to vote, and whilst the voting starts, we are preparing for the event itself, which is scheduled to happen in August. Now, so in August, by the time it's August, we know if Sammy Flex is performing on the night, if Sammy Flex is interested in attending the awards, how can we facilitate Sammy Flex getting to the USA? Does Sammy Flex have a visa already? Are we supposed to book his ticket? How are we doing that? Are we accommodating him? What's the agreement? So there's room for all the artists who will be nominated to either come if they want to, even perform on the night if the team decides that these are the ones who are going to
perform. So whether you would go as an artist or not, it's your choice as an artist. It's not the organizers who determine that, okay, we can only facilitate visas for, say, 30 people who were nominated from Ghana. The artist decides.
The organizers will place an invitation to you. What if you're not interested in coming? So it's a two-way affair. So, oh, Sammy Flex, we are inviting you. Oh, I'm not interested. Sammy Flex, we are inviting you. So, do you have a visa already? Oh, yes, I do. Oh, no, I don't. So we are sending you all that matters to take to the embassy to get a visa. So it's a two-way thing. Either the artist is also interested or not. And if the scheme also can accommodate all the artists involved.
When it comes to performance, I know the organizers will select who should perform. But in your submission, you said if you want to perform, you can also suggest blah blah blah.
No, I'm saying that if you're going to perform on the night, that means that we would have to make accommodation for you to either be flown out from Ghana to the place and also accommodate you to perform. So it's the team that would decide solely. But you know, there are other management teams who are very proactive, who will by all means reach out to you that no matter what, I want my artist to be there to perform. And that's also a team to or management to management conversations that those ones I leave to the founders
to decide. Now, what is the process like? Maybe I want to go and witness the event as a nominee. Is the organizers or are the organizers taking care of my tickets? Are they taking care of my, apart from helping me to get my visa, are they taking care of my accommodation and all those things?
Those are conversations that will come up, of course, gradually. Because like I said, the team will decide to let us know how many people they can accommodate, how many people's tickets can they pay, how many people are they willing to invite, who are priority, and who can we say, okay, yes, if you win, we'll bring it to you here in Ghana, because we cannot accommodate it, because it's a business they're running, and so of course we have to look at what's coming in and what's going out as well. So I'm sure that after the nominees announcement, all these conversations will definitely pop up. And for the teams who are interested, of course, they can always reach out to say, oh, we are interested in this, and then management will decide to take it up and know whether, yes, we can do something about it. I think that he's doing well. Kudos to him for to see it. I think he says a 17 or 18 or 19 a young man doing great. I just pray that whoever is handling the young man keeps him on track, because there's a lot of things that he'll be exposed to. And then he has to develop a tough skin, because like I said initially, we won't be praising you all day when you, I presume that this thing didn't go well. That's why you're asking me. So if it doesn't go well, we definitely talk about it.
It was okay. Others also think, nah, it did not go well.
You should go and ask Kwamina MP what happened to him. No, he's a fantastic artist, but the guy came back and said, look, that's not my field. But if this is your field, then you have to come hard, because there are predecessors, there are people who are still on the same level with you, who are still, you know, trying to get space. So if you want to do these things, you must be prepared to do it and be ready to receive feedback. It's not, nobody hates you. Like we're celebrating you when the BET acknowledged you, we celebrated you at Film Music Awards. Why can't we also critique your performance if it doesn't go well? Why do you see that one as hate? Why haven't you seen the applause you've been given all up to now? My Nigerian just came out. Up till now, as you know, the hate you're thinking this one is. If you love the applause, make room for the criticism, because they'll come. It will only shaping you, you know, it will get you performing even better. So imagine we're all hailing him for this one that I've not heard, even though it was bad. he will go on an international platform and they'll say, is this the guy who BET is talking about? Is this the guy who everybody's talking about? Like, we can all do this where we are. So I think that sometimes these artists should have a big heart, you know, and accommodate some of these things. It's most often, and I'll not say all the time, but most often it's in their interest.
Do we show bias in our presentation as entertainment show host in Ghana? Like, for instance, maybe MzGee has some favorites when they are on the chopping board. She has a way of massaging the issue so that they don't get hurt more. Not you alone, like all of us. Do we show that level of bias in our presentation?
Well, I'll speak for myself because, you know, there was a time where people say, oh, people are working with people from media teams and people's management and all of that. You know, this work is for money, so people will justify, why they would speak in favor of somebody and speak against somebody. But personally, I don't think any of the top artists are my friends because they feel like I'm not predictable. I'm not on your team. You don't pay me. I speak my mind. When I feel it's okay, I hail you. When I feel it's not right, I say, Chale. So I cannot say that Sak is my friend. I've never even thought of that. So I can't say Shatta Wale is my friend. I can't say Stoneboy is my friend. But when I meet you and it has to do with the job, I go to you and I ask you the questions I have to ask you. And thank you very much, I walk away. So if we all would treat the job like that, then the artists themselves who know that this girl on come team who inti the other can be an AFA and on come rival team so you know the mere feeling begins to the feeling erupts in their minds when they know that, okay, so MzGee, I'm part of maybe Yaw Tog's team. And see, even if Yaw Tog is right, and I come and speak about Yaw Tog, can the team and then maybe Yaw Tog's rival feels I'm not on their team. So when they are wrong and I say it, on can the team here. But again, I said initially that we are doing this for money. So some people will justify why they would have to be on team A and push team A agenda. But even when you're pushing team A agenda, be fair. Be able to back what you're saying for the rest of your life. You know, because sometimes some of these people who are on these teams, today they'll say A when the artist goes wrong. Tomorrow they'll say B when they're not with the artist. So sometimes even your credibility is questioned. Okay. You know, as the journalist, as the presenter, as whoever. So I think that put your credibility first, and that's what I try to do. Like you're asking me, I've been dancing to Stoneboy's song ever since. I still talk about Stoneboy's craft. I talk about Shatta Wale. I talk about Samini. I remember there's a story I did about Samini. Somebody asked me in one of the groups, how much am I being paid for this story I did about him, because they felt it was a negative story. That's what they felt. I said, well, this is my job. I present to you the news as you also give it to me. And again, before I go, I want to say that some of the things that we put out are things that these artists feed us with. We don't go racking our brains.
We don't concoct them.
Exactly. And say that, oh, you said something that you have not said. If you go naked on social media, I see it, I report it as such. If I'm supposed to
discuss it as such.
Exactly. If you do right on social media, or you do it where I can see it as an event, I will come and talk about it the way it should. You don't determine sometimes what should be talked about you. You determine what you put out about you. If you give me negative press, I run with it. If all you do is to give me positive press, I run with it as well. So these artists sometimes should slow down for us.
Thank you so much, Miss.
After the last VGM that got them banned, he and Shatta Wale. If you remember, Shatta and one of his PAs dragged their feet on social media mocking Stoneboy. I was the only one. Stoneboy called me. I was in Nigeria. He called me. I was the only one who spoke. I said, this is not right. I was the only one. Bloggers picked it. Yet Shatta Wale fans came for me. But I just believe in my heart that this is somebody with a deformity. Right. It wasn't right. He called me, says, and these are Stoneboy's words. If you remember himself, he says, you're the only one who has been true and know that what is going on is not fair. I was in Nigeria, so he couldn't reach me on normal. So it was a WhatsApp call. I remember that very well. So in my genuineness for the love, or in my genuineness, I felt like, oh no. Even if I had said, I made references to social media, I don't think that you should have gone this hard with the, yes, people said, oh, he had to do with his wife. But there were comments like that on social media. I didn't concord them. You understand? And
it rather even affords you the opportunity to rather debunk.
I was just coming to that. And you see, when this thing happened between Stoneboy and Angel, because you've asked, I want to just back.
Yeah.
Go back.
It's important.
I immediately sent Stoneboy a message and said, look, my editors have sent me pictures that this is a story we are talking about tomorrow. Would you want to retract? Or would you want to react to
Respond
it?
to it, yeah.
He read the message, went quiet, never said a word to me. So when the issue came that I had said something from social media that had been misquoted, that I said this, that, he reached out and I said, FO. So I spoke ever with him. I said, FO, he said I should not ask him when or how to handle the issue or something like that. So just to say that you can't decide to me when I want to talk about the issue. If I'm lying, he's an artist who I'm sure somebody will let him hear this. So, and you see, and not because it's only but I see a lot of the artists do that. But he went out there
all of them.
He went out there to react to it. He went and gave the interview to a foreign media. Come back to us and come and tell us we don't support you. You know, some of these things are sickening. Like, it's terrible to be hearing things like this. But your whole media has called you. It's better to say, I'm not speaking about it now. But you say, I don't have the right to ask you that, when to speak about it. But when you go out there, they're asking you the same questions. And you're speaking about it. And you come back and you want we here to rally behind you. It doesn't work like that. It's give and take. You give us, we take. We also give you, then you take.
I wish we have more time to talk about this, but then we have a different agenda.
Yeah.
So maybe on another day, my producer will invite you. So we talk about industry, some of the things we go through as hosts and presenters on the showbiz platform. Because I know we all go through a lot.
That's true.
Industry projects.
Komiche here has a whole lot of stories.
Oh, Charlie. Charlie, they are humans. It's about how they want to interpret these things. I think that some of the time, there are people who deliberately, of course, if they don't like you, deliberately always find fault. But also, I think that these artists should also look out for people who have been supportive. We can't always be glorifying you. When you go wrong, somebody should be able to say, I am a huge fan, but you have not done the right thing. And so you should treat those people separately from how you treat somebody who every day is on your case. Even when you do good, they never praise you, but they are quick to be the ones to bash you. Then we should be able to separate, because they are humans. It's just like you and I. If you have one person constantly on radio bashing Sammy Flex, bashing MzGee, you begin to wonder, what's the problem?
Yeah.
And then you want to go hard at them when you're fed up. So they are humans like you and I. But also, if I have Sammy Flex also sitting on radio and say, oh, MzGee, this, and another day I go wrong and say, oh, Charlie, MzGee, and then they want you've disappointed me. I should respect you for being objective. So sometimes I think these artists should just take a backseat and analyze the people who are talking about them, what they are saying about them.